So Eagle Claw can say it's a very powerful and very crazy system. But other thing is, Eagle Claw is very kind system. I want to kill you, I kill you. I don't want to kill you, I don't want to kill you. So control by yourself. That's why to be a Sifu, anyone, okay?
Yin and Yang has to do with everything in regards to martial arts. There are many different types of systems. There are very hard systems such as karate and Kempo and things like that. There's also very softer systems like Tai Chi, which is one of those systems. In regards to Yin and Yang, every single system uses both in all their techniques, whether it's through blocking, punching, kicking, and etc. So in regards to the system that I study, which is Eagle Claw Kung Fu, not Tai Chi, I apologize. Yin and Yang plays a big role in the system. It's very pretty when you see people doing it as a form, as a martial art. But when it comes to the defense side, it's very aggressive. That's where the Yang comes in. That's when you start getting into the locking techniques, where you're clawing the person and taking them down. The Yin would come from blocking, where when you're blocking the person's attack, you're redirecting the energy. That's what Yin and Yang is. Yang is the more harder things that you would do, whether it's using your knuckles to hit someone or using your foot, whereas Yin has to do with using the softer parts, maybe like an open hand strike or an open hand block. In the way that Yin and Yang relates to life, you can look at people's emotions. Yin has to do with emotions, same as Yang. You can imagine Yin being the softer emotions, love, kindness, happiness, things like that. Yang would be more so excitement. Yang is more of a feeling of just a rush of energy. It's the way that you would look at something that makes you feel just so excited that you just want to jump out of your skin or something like that. The way that they relate is that if you look at the Yin and Yang sign, they basically circle themselves, one chasing after the other, always. So even in life, like my Qigong had told me a few years ago when he came to teach me, he explained to me that it's like a circle. If you look at everything in martial arts or in life, everything revolves around itself. Life, death, happiness, sadness, it's always an opposite. That's what Yin and Yang is. So when you look at anything you do today or tomorrow, you can always look at, well, if I do one action, what does the other one have to do with it afterward or before it? So it gives you something to think about in a way where when you look at your choices, you can see how Yin and Yang can even relate to that. Being if you ever find yourself in an altercation where you can either get away or fight the person. If you go away, you're using Yin. Of course, you're also using your mind and you're being smart. But if you end up fighting the person and you're using Yang, you're using your angrier side of your decision. So again, Yin and Yang have a lot to do with your choices in life.
Yin and Yang in martial arts is very, very important. The reasons being that in martial arts, when you first join, you are actually taught the kicking, punching, the external, the physical part of throwing techniques. But at the same time, later on, you learn the balance, which is the Yin side, which is learning the internal breathing, focus, not so much the term meditation, but just uniting the body, mind, body, and spirit, and which is very, very important, especially when you carry it over into your everyday life. Everyday life, we deal with a lot of stressful stuff. So when you're working, you're providing for your family, but at the same time, when things get so overwhelming, you have to be able to take the Yin part of the Yang and learn how to just stop everything, take a moment, breathe, focus down into your Dantian. In the Chinese martial arts in the Northern Eagle Claw system, Dantian translate the diaphragm, like most people, the diaphragm, or it's the core of where your internal energy is stored. And you just take a moment, relax, breathe down and relax and get that balance again. Because without that balance, you'll find yourself, that's why a lot of times you're running into people who, if they don't have that balance, they're very stressed out because they're constantly going. It's like a car. If you keep driving a car as fast as it possibly can go without taking a moment to let it cool down, eventually what happens? The car will blow an engine. The same thing in life. If you don't have that balance, you'll keep pushing with stress, and you'll blow a gasket. In other words, stress, stroke, heart attack. So you have to have that balance. And once you have that balance, it makes life so much more pleasant.